Well, I'm currently at a Nottinghamshire garden centre, one in the town of Southwell. It's a place where I've come to many times before, and in fact I found Nottinghamshire's first armadillidium sartum here a number of years ago when Dillis and I came for a little wander around under the guise of hoping to buy some plants. Today's visit follows the usual pattern, and I'm looking under some of the plant pots in the standing out area where the fruit trees are for sale, and I've met with success. I found a quite large cryptops. I think it's certainly Cryptops anomalans, but it may be Cryptops parisiae, a species that would be new to Nottinghamshire, hasn't been recorded here at all. But I've found about 5 examples of what I've got in this pot, and at the very least it'll be a 3rd county record for Cryptops anomalans, but let's hope for something better perhaps. Well, I've got 3 specimens that I've brought back from the garden centre at home now, and I've put one into this pot so I can get some initial photographs of it. But this one, I spend a lot of time just sat in the pot, and they usually move a lot quicker than this. All Cryptops and virtually all of the Lithobius centipedes are incredibly active immediately on being disturbed or exposed to the light. But this one may well do it in this shot and will settle down and not move and remain stationary. Now, the key identification feature that I'm looking for on this specimen, apart from size, because this is large for a Cryptops, and that's what initially makes me suspect Cryptops anomalans. The colour doesn't. I've never seen anomalans this colour. Usually it's a much more yellow colour than this, and even very mature specimens are the colours typical of Lithobius centipedes. The most obvious identification feature, apart from size, to make this probably turn out to be Cryptops anomalans is an X-like suture on the first section at the rear of the head. Now, photographs taken in a pot like this from above will usually show it, but if you are trying to do that, take plenty of photographs in different light conditions and at different angles. Sometimes the suture won't show up very clearly, but then in the right light and at the right angle it's very obvious, and generally it is very obvious anyway. One of the other identification features, certainly to separate the 2 smaller Cryptops, are some comb-like structures made of sort of black teeth, and they're on the underside of the rear legs there, and they take a lot more seeing. But Cryptops rarely do this. In fact, I've never seen them do this. But although it's an in the pot shot, and I don't like in the pot shots, this is, to be honest, the only way we're going to get a good look at this. I don't intend to have to kill one specimen just to ascertain the ID, and I think I can do that with photographs, and you can get photographs of centipedes from underneath, because quite a number of centipedes, a key identification feature are the number of coaxial pores at the end on the last section of the body. And the easiest way, apart from freezing a specimen, to get photographs of those is to use a petri dish, or you can use a plastic bag and lightly trap the individual in that, and then you can take good quality photographs and you can be sure of the ID without having to kill the specimen. I use a clean new petri dish whenever I need to do that. It doesn't harm them, but it holds them still long enough to get some photographs, and it's a case of taking the lid off turning the lid upside down and putting the specimen into the lid, and then putting the lower part of the petri dish on top, and so trapping the specimen in between. But we're certainly getting cracking views of whatever this turns out to be. Well, I've been out and about on the garden, been looking for one of these. This is our commonest Cryptops, certainly in Nottinghamshire, and this is Cryptops hortensis, and you'll be able to see the difference between this individual, which is fully grown, and the earlier species that I've showed. The pot size that this one is in is exactly the same, it's the same pot, and so you will see that this is greatly smaller. And I can confirm that the original species was indeed Cryptops anomalans. This one is Cryptops hortensis, and I knew there was a size difference between Cryptops hortensis and Cryptops parisi, which is the one Cryptops yet to be found in Nottinghamshire. It's almost certainly here somewhere. But whereas this one is approaching 2 inches, it's about 30 millimeters, and parisi, usually in adult mature specimens, is slightly larger than this. But this Cryptops hortensis is the most likely Cryptops that many of you going looking for centipedes will find. It also means now that Cryptops anomalans is known from 3 sites in Nottinghamshire, from Worksop Priory, from Woodport Grange, and now Southwell Garden Centre. It's obviously elsewhere, and other garden centres would certainly be a good bet, but anywhere in suburban Nottingham would also be worth putting money on. And this one, this Cryptops hortensis, is playing nicely. So a result